So, the Sumeru Chronicled Wish has been whispered about for weeks, and at this point several reliable voices have semi-confirmed that it will show up as soon as version 6.0. That means you may be making one of the most expensive banner decisions of the year on the exact same day a brand new region opens its gates. If you pull on instinct, you could spend months undoing it. If you plan with a cool head, you can walk into Nodcry with a roster that actually fits the new systems. In this video, I am going to answer a single question with uncomfortable honesty. Is the Sumeru Chronicled Wish still worth it? We will talk value, we will talk opportunity cost, and yes, I will rank them so you know where each one sits in the current landscape. Let us get our bearings. A Chronicled Wish is not a regular rerun, it is a curated time capsule. The pool is fixed for the patch, the pity tracks are the usual ones, and the real magic is that you can target a set of characters and their signature weapons that otherwise vanish for long stretches. For Sumeru, the characters you should expect are Cyno, Alhaitham, Tighnari, Dehya, Wanderer, and Nilou. The obvious missing piece is Nilou. She is an Archon, and Archons have not been included in Chronicled Wishes. The silver lining is that she is very likely to rerun in the same version window, just as Raiden did alongside the Inazuma Chronicled Wish back in the day. Translation: if you want the Dendro cornerstone, you will not be forced into the Chronicled banner to get her. But let's just start with the tier list. We begin with Cyno in B tier. Cyno is an on-field electro-polearm hypercarry who lives and dies by uninterrupted rotations. When he is allowed to play, the numbers are very real. Aggravate and Hyperbloom shells let him slice through single targets. The catch is that he asks a lot from his teammates. He wants steady Dendro application, usually from Nilou or even Dendro Traveler in a pinch. He needs a battery or careful energy routing, and his field time is rigid. In practical terms, Cyno performs best when you build the team around him and you are willing to learn his cadence. If you adore the playstyle, B tier is still a good place to be. If you are hunting for flexible rosters that slot cleanly into new mechanics, Cyno's demands may feel heavy this late in the cycle. Next is Alhaitham in A tier. He is the poster child for modern Dendro design, high personal damage, easy access to spread and quicken, and a kit that rewards correct execution without punishing your mistakes too harshly. His mirrors make his rotation feel tactile and satisfying, and he scales beautifully with elemental mastery while still appreciating traditional attack and crit stats. The best part is team freedom. Alhaitham works with Nilou for dual Dendro dominance. He pairs with Xingqiu or Yelan for hydro-driven spread that feels like cheating in single target. He happily enables Kuki or Fischl for quicken and Hyperbloom shells. He can even flex into Burgeon with Thoma if you enjoy controlled chaos. In short, he is a self-sufficient engine that turns common supports into high-value lines. If you lack a premium Dendro on-fielder and Kinich is not your style, Alhaitham is as close to a safe A tier as Sumeru offers. Now for Tighnari in C tier, framed intentionally as a budget replacement for Alhaitham. Tighnari is a quick-swap Dendro bow user with fast, satisfying charged shots that turn into a miniature burst window. His cadence is short, his damage is front-loaded, and he slips into teams that want more of a tempo rhythm than a long on-field stance. He is easy to pilot and spikes nicely with Fischl or Kuki for quicken. The reason he lands in C tier has nothing to do with being weak. It is that Alhaitham performs the same job at a higher ceiling. If you are optimizing for the largest number of future comps per Primogem, you are usually better served by Alhaitham or by saving for Nodcry pieces. Dehya settles into D tier in this ranking, and I say that with empathy because I like her character a lot. She does have a real home in burning setups or niche survivability shells, and if you love the fantasy of a frontline pyro bruiser, she delivers it. The problem is efficiency. Her personal damage lags behind other pyro options, her energy economy is awkward, and many of the teams that would love a shield or stagger resistance can get those tools from characters who also contribute more damage or more reaction control. Dehya is not unplayable. She simply asks for too much investment to reach numbers that other units hit with less work. I keep a soft spot for her burning teams because they are stylish and fun, but from a strict value perspective, she belongs in D tier. The irony is that her weapon is excellent, and we will talk about that shortly. Wanderer returns us to B tier. With Faruzen C6 at his side, his personal damage is excellent, and his mobility makes many encounters feel fresh. However, Wanderer is picky. He strongly prefers a dedicated Faruzen. He appreciates a sturdy shielder like Zhongli or Layla, so he does not get knocked from the sky. In return, you get a very pure on-field playstyle that is still competitive in single target and can shine in content where staying mobile matters. If you have Faruzen built and you enjoy piloting carries, B tier is a fair home. Nilou is our second A tier pick and the cleanest answer to the question, what is a unit that still feels special years later? Nilou turns Bloom into a different game. By reshaping cores into her bountiful version and demanding specific Hydro and Dendro lineups, she creates teams that delete health bars through reaction damage rather than traditional hits. The upcoming Nodcry Resonance, if it truly rewards elemental mastery for Dendro and maximum health for Hydro, gently leans into Nilou's philosophy. You will notice there is no S tier today. That is deliberate. Not because these characters are weak, but because the definition of a must-pull shrinks whenever a new region arrives with mechanics that reward local rosters. Almost everyone on this banner has a better alternative elsewhere. If you are chasing pure future-proofing for Nodcry specifically, it is wiser to keep S tier empty and acknowledge that the crown belongs to the region we have not pulled from yet. Now we need to talk about the weapons, because the Sumeru Chronicled weapon slate could quietly be the real prize. Certain signatures have a habit of vanishing for long gaps, and some of them belong to characters who moved into the standard pool. That creates a weird asymmetry. You can lose 50-50 and pick up the character eventually, but you cannot just stumble into their signature on the standard weapon banner. Tighnari's Hunter's Path and Dehya's Beacon of the Reed Sea are prime examples. They are not available on the standard weapon banner, they are not easily replaced if you care about min-maxing those characters, and they only return on limited cycles like debut banners or chronicled wishes. If you are a collector or you want to finish a Sumeru set with the correct weapon silhouette, keep both eyes open here. Alhaitham's Light of Foliar Incision is also an excellent stat stick for many sword users who appreciate crit rate. The other weapons are fairly good as well. So, is the Sumeru Chronicled Wish still worth it? The honest answer is, it depends on your holes. If your account lacks a reliable Dendro on-fielder, Alhaitham is a very safe answer who will keep paying dividends into Nodcry. If your roster does not have a reaction-driven room clearer, and you love the fantasy of turning the floor into a bloom minefield, Nilou is still one of the most satisfying ways to play Genshin. If you are a Wanderer enjoyer and you already own a built Faruzen, picking him up on a chronicled run can complete a duo you will use for months. The harsher reality is budget. Free-to-play players will not have limitless currency heading into 6.0. The last stretch of 5.8 is not a fountain, and Nodcry's first patch will tempt you with new units designed to work together immediately. If you are far from pity and you do not own Nahida, I would argue your first move is to secure the Archon and then reassess. If you already own Nahida and you crave a second Dendro core, Alhaitham is a high-confidence purchase. If you want a change of flavor with real staying power, Nilou answers that call. Everyone else falls into the category of pull for love, not for spreadsheets, which is still a perfectly valid way to play. Until then, breathe, count your primo gems like a responsible adult, hide your fries from your friends, and make the choice that will make you happiest to log in on day 1 of version 6.0.